Hi guys, James at RampantLionReviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to head up to Höganäs, which is just to the northwest of Helsingborg here in Skåne in the south of Sweden. And we're going to return to the Höganäs Bryggeri after maybe about 2 years or something like that. It's been a long time since I've reviewed one of their beers. So for this one we are going to have a look at one from the High Nose brand of beer that they do. These ones essentially are their kind of more experimental and more kind of in-your-face beers, if you like. So this one's called the 4-Stroke. It's an IPA coming in at 6.2%. If you just look at the beer in the bottle, you can tell that this one is going to be a New England style IPA, but should be a really nice one this. I've heard good things about some of these high nose beers, so definitely looking forward to this, and as always I hope you guys enjoy my take on this one. So anyway, as is usual with my reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery website, link to my other reviews that hopefully I can do in the future from Höganäs Bryggeri. I've only done one so far, and it's been a long time actually since that one, so hopefully there's a few more in the relatively near future, I should say. There's all the usual social media. If you want to see more beer reviews, do please consider subscribing to the channel. The whole channel, of course, has a geography-based tagging system, so you can go into the homepage and search for beer based on country, city, state, county, prefecture, whatever it is you're interested in. Do check out the playlist of beers from different countries. There is one there for all the Swedish beers that I've reviewed for you. That's constantly being added to, and as always, please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review. It's always great to hear from you guys that are watching the videos, and the support that you show the channel is hugely appreciated. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about the Höganäs Bryggeri then. So as I've mentioned already, the Höganäs Bryggeri is based in Höganäs in Skåne, which is just a little bit to the northwest of Helsingborg in the top northwestern part of Skåne. But the brewery was founded back in 2013 by Luke Ostberg and Christopher Smith, but it's also partly owned by the garage bar owners Mats Hernström and Kim Brockner, and also Alex Magnusson, who is Luke's brother-in-law. He also owns a share of the brewery, and he's quite active in the Stockholm restaurant world. But the brewery is based in Magazine 36, or Magazine 36 to put it in the Swedish terms, and they've been working on expanding their capacity recently. Apparently they're now producing around 16,000 litres of beer per month, and their beers have also been available since summer of 2014, and you can find them, most of them actually, at the Garage Bar, which is at the Market Hall in Höganäs, and their motto apparently is High Nose Beer, and this is also the name, like I said, of their experimental series of brew. I do need to get up to Höganäs and have a little look at it sometime, because I've heard that it is quite a nice little town. I'll need to take advantage of my whole Skåne card that I have for the trains and the buses and stuff like that. That's something I should do in the fairly near future. But yeah, an interesting brewery this one. Cool to have another Skåne beer on the channel for you, and there does seem to be a good few little microbreweries popping up around the county, but these guys obviously have been around for a little while, so we'll see how we get on with this one. But yeah, that's all you really need to know about the brewery just now. If you want to read a little bit more, check out the brewery website. You can follow them on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, pardon me, and keep up to date with all the latest goings on there. But yeah, so let's get on to the tasting of this one then. So, like I said before, this one is a 6.2% IPA. On the side here it says 4-Stroke is a New England style-ish IPA brewed with all 4 ingredients basically. Orange, it's talking about orange things. Yeah, we'll not look too much at that, but it says it's hopped with mosaic and citra for a tropical aroma and a juicy finish. So yeah, see how we get on with this one. Can put the brewery notes away now, but yeah, look at the bottle and that. Nicely presented, this one. Not sure exactly what it's named after, if it's something, yeah, probably, I don't know if they're, as I say, if they're based in an old factory or something, it could be some kind of reference to that, but nicely presented beer, this one. There is the Höganäs Bryggeri bottle cap on this one. But yeah, I mean, the reason that I got this one, when I was in Helsingborg and bought this beer, the reason I got it was because I know, I think it's Marcus Hjalmarsson from Brewski. He started out brewing these high nose brew beers before he went to form Brewski, from what I remember. And you know, this is where a lot of his things started. And I'd never seen one of the high nose beers before actually, so I thought, well, I'll give it a try. I actually thought it was a separate company from Höganäs Bryggeri. I didn't realise it was just one of their you know, one of their sort of series of beers that they did. But yeah, as you can see with this one, nice sort of smoky opening there, and we'll get it out and into the glass. As you open this one up, incidentally, you get a nice little bit of a kind of a sort of mango-y note coming off that, and that's the Citra. That's straight up the Citra. But yeah, as you can see with this beer, if I hold it up to the light, it's a nice kind of murky, sort of yellowy orange colour. There's a solid finger and a half of this one. Nice frothy, kind of creamy white head with this one. But yeah, one or two big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass, and a few little ones just heading up towards the bottom of that head there. If I put my fingers behind the glass, you can see it is kind of completely hazy, this one. But yeah, it looks pretty nice actually, I have to say. Nicely done beer, this one. But yeah, looking good as you would kind of expect. So, and pretty much as you would expect for the style. So yeah, let's take a closer look at the aroma then and just see how we get on. Ooh, that does smell really nice actually. So yeah, it's straight away mangoes out of this one, which is the Citra hop. Nice little bit of tangerine orange as well, which will be the Mosaic. And there's some, you know, you can get some of the kind of complexities to this one as well. There's a little bit of lychee, maybe some kind of limey notes in there. Or no, more gooseberry I would say. But you can definitely pick that out. That's the kind of complexities of the Citra. But there's also a little touch of that kind of blueberry note, which is the Mosaic again. Mosaics are really interesting when you get tangerine oranges, but you also get blueberries from it, which is kind of cool. But yeah, other than that, there's a nice little bit of a floral note. You can pick up a little touch of a sort of floral spice to this one, which is kind of interesting. A little bit of grassy character as you would expect. And underneath that, it's kind of interesting because you can smell the oats in this one. It's got a nice sort of bready, oaty quality to it, this one. The malt base has a good little bit of presence, which is nice. There's maybe a little bit of a biscuity sweetness there as well. So as I always say, take a little bit of time and enjoy the aroma of the beer before you get stuck into it. But yeah, that's really, really nice, this one. Just take a little bit of time and enjoy the aroma of that. I like how it's got that oaty, creamy presence to it. I'm guessing it's got wheat malt in it as well, which is, I think, giving it just a little bit more of that kind of wheaty, bready character in there. But yeah, overall, nice smelling beer, this one. So just take a little bit of time, as I always say, and enjoy the aroma before you get stuck into it. But let's have a go at this one then. So this one is the 4-stroke, a New England type IPA. It's 6.2% from the High Nose brand at Höganäs Bryggeri in Höganäs here in Skåne in the south of Sweden. Let's get stuck in. Slange, skål. Yeah, I mean with this one, it's kind of nice. It's not quite as in your face as some of the ones that you're going to come across, but it's got a nice little bit of a kind of hoppy bitterness to it as well. It kind of has everything you'd expect from the style without being too in your face. It's kind of like a nice sort of introductory kind of beer to the style, I would say. So yeah, with this one then, malt base on this is kind of straight up. I mean, it's got, you can feel there's a little bit of a kind of wheaty, bready quality. That just blankets the middle of your palate. And on top of that, you start to get a little bit of the kind of oaty creaminess to this one. There is a little bit of that there, maybe a little touch of a biscuity note in the middle of the palate, but there is there is a little bit of a grainy note coming out of this beer as well, and that comes out a little bit more as you go further and further into the aftertaste. But yeah, with this one, it's interesting. I mean, the malt base is kind of what you'd expect. It's not overly complex, but I'm getting just a little touch of graininess pushing its way out of this one further into the aftertaste. I mean, the hoppiness is kind of as you'd expect as well. In the back corners of the palate, a little touch of earthiness there. You can definitely feel that coming out of this beer, a little touch of earthiness. As you come further forward along the sides of the palate, you start to get a little bit more of a kind of floral, aromatic kind of thing. It's almost a little touch spicy actually. And then around the very front curve of the palate, there's a little bit of a lighter sort of grassy note to this beer. And of course, behind the front curve of the tongue, that's where you get that little oily bubble, where the kind of fruity esters come out of this beer. So yeah, With this one, again, it's kind of what you'd expect from the hops in this. There's a little bit of a kind of juicy, fruity quality to this one, as you'd expect. You know, there's a little bit of mangoes there, they're kind of forming the base of it. There's a little touch of grapefruit in the background. You can get a little tiny bit of that kind of sour, not sour, that darker, almost sour grapefruity note that you normally get. You can sometimes get that with Citra, but otherwise it's mangoes, and then the oranges, the tangerine oranges come out as well. But then as you go further into the aftertaste, you'll get the blueberry right on the centre at the front part of your palate, and then you do start to get a little bit of a kind of lychee, gooseberry thing as you go kind of further into the taste of this one. But yeah, I mean, with this beer, it's a nice enough beer. It's one of these ones that, as I say, it's a good kind of introduction to the style, if you like. This one, it's not, obviously, it's nowhere near as in your face, if you like, as some of the ones you're going to get from the likes of Brewski, for example. But it's a nice kind of easy drinker, this one, so it's worth having a go at, actually. It is worth having a taste of this one if you've never tried the New England style. Actually, it's a good sort of introductory beer to the style, I would say. In terms of the mouthfeel of this one then, mid-bodied, carbonation is pretty smooth on this. It's got a good mix, it's got a slightly wet mouthfeel to it, but at the same time it is kind of creamy. Good little bit of hoppy bitterness, I would say, in most this, you know, it's somewhere between kind of 30 and 40-ish IBUs, this beer, which is normal for the style. Nice kind of smooth malt base to it. Little bit of juicy fruit as well. So again, it has pretty much everything you would expect from the style. Is this the best beer you're going to get from Höganäs Bryggeri? I'm not sure. I heard the Africa IPA is a really nice one, so, or the Africa APA, or I'm not sure exactly what they call that beer, but I've heard that's a really nice one, and that's one of the best ones that they do. So I do need to make sure that I can review that at some point and have a go, because I've heard, as I say, I've heard that's a really nice beer. But in terms of the New England IPA, this one, it's a nice easy drinker. It doesn't do anything specifically surprising with the style, so in that sense, you know, it's a solid beer, this one. You know, you could have a go at this and it's just a nice kind of sessionable, easy drinker. So yeah, have a taste at it and see what you think for yourself. Höganäs Bryggeri, they do have a kind of good reputation, this one. And the one thing I'm curious about, I've just noticed it on the side there. I wonder if their logo, if you like, is meant to be a little bit like a kind of clenched fist, almost like that. I'm not quite sure about that. Just noticed that with their little logo that they have there on the side of the bottle. But yeah, interesting enough beer, this one. Easy going. Have a go at it for yourself and just see what you think. You know, another solid beer from Höganäs Bryggeri, and that seems to be what they do. They kind of do nice, easy drinking, solid craft beers, if you like. So have a go at it for yourself and see what you think. But let's leave it at that for this one. So this one was the 4-stroke, a New England type IPA from the Höganäs Bryggeri in Höganäs, to the northwest of Helsingborg here in Skåne, in the south of Sweden. I was going to say I don't know what I was going to say there. I had a bit of a brain fart, but an interesting beer. Have a go at it for yourself and see what you think. So once again, thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Let me know your own thoughts on this beer in the comment section below. Let me know what your favourite beers are from the Höganäs Bryggeri as well. Hopefully I can return to these guys in the fairly near future. I do want to review the Africa Pale Ale at some point from them, so hopefully you'll see that review fairly soon. But until the next time, Slange just now, and I will catch you guys very soon. The 4-stroke IPA, part of the High Nose brand of beer at the Höganäs Bryggeri in Höganäs here in Skåne in the south of Sweden. Slange just now. Skål.